Welcome back to the channel, y'all. If this is your first time here, this is the #1 and original Living in Galveston, Texas channel. Hi, my name is Shari Hensley and I'm a realtor living and working right here on beautiful Galveston Bay. In today's video, we're going to be diving deep into about if you're thinking about buying a new home, you want to make sure you don't get taken advantage of, or if you're ready to buy a new home, you really must watch this video before you sign that contract with the new home builder. Y'all, you want to make sure you watch this video to the end for a full breakdown of the process and make sure you're protected when purchasing your new home. Most people have purchased a home, a resale home, but I'm here to tell you that the buying process for a new construction home is really totally different compared to the buying process of a resale home. The biggest unknown for new construction is, when is your home going to be ready to move in? When can we close? To be perfectly honest, there's a lot of moving parts to any real estate transaction. And certainly it's no different when it comes to new construction. So as your trusted real estate advisor, I want to make sure you're aware, especially of the timeline. Today, I'm going to walk you through the process step by step. So this is a step-by-step for all of my clients who are considering new construction as their primary home, second home, or even an investment home. So I'm going to share 5 steps of buying new construction. Now, I want you to make sure you watch to the very end because I'd love to hear from you to see what step you think is the most important for you and your family. Okay, y'all, so here we go. Step number 1. Now, this is really important. You want to hire a real estate professional that has an expertise in new construction. Did you know that it costs you absolutely nothing, not a zilch, to hire a professional to represent you for your new home purchase? I gotta ask you, if it doesn't cost you any money, why wouldn't you hire a professional real estate agent, a realtor? You really want a realtor who will be able to walk you through the entire process step by step and answer all the questions you may have along the way. Y'all, there's a misconception that you, as a buyer, you're going to get a better deal if you don't work with a real estate agent. I'm here to tell you it's absolutely not true. The commission that the buyer's realtor receives from a new home builder is separate and set aside as their commission and really doesn't impact the purchase price of your new home. Did you know that hiring a buyer's agent has huge benefits? For starters, we're going to know all the right questions to ask the builder in order to negotiate the best deal for you when it comes to your purchase agreement. Now we're going to move on to step number 2. Have your real estate agent schedule an appointment with the new home builder and the community that you're most interested in. You want to make sure your realtor is with you on your first visit so they get you registered with the builder and ensure that you'll be able to use the representation by that realtor that has accompanied you. Now, I want to be clear, if you do not visit the sales office with your realtor on the first visit, in most cases, you will not be allowed representation by your realtor and you're on your own. Like I mentioned before, you want to get representation when purchasing new construction because you want to have your realtor vouching for your needs and wants. The builder's rep works for the builder. They're not concerned about you getting the best deal possible. I've had buyers so excited that they've gone to the sales office without me and then wanted to move forward with a purchase agreement. You want to work with a realtor that has the expertise in new construction and have a great relationship with these builders because there are going to be times when you are faced with some uncomfortable situations and some uncomfortable discussions. Next up, step 3. After you've toured the model home and you've identified the floor plan that will work best for you and your family, here are the questions you want to ask the new home sales consultant in regard to the price of the home. Well, obviously, what's the price of the home? What's the lot premium that you're going to add on top of the base price for this home? Do you currently have a spec home that has a faster close for this particular floor plan that I like? Which lots are currently available for the floor plan that I might want to build on? Now, here are some of the questions you want to ask yourself and your family. What's your timeline? Do you need a spec or an inventory home that will allow you a quicker move-in? Or do you have the flexibility to build a brand new home, keeping in mind that there may be some delay? Are you currently renting with a landlord that's super flexible and maybe you could go month to month, or you need to get out of your current home ASAP? Now on to step number 4. Who doesn't love a discount? I know I love a discount. Well, I definitely want to get some deals or promotions or discounts when it comes to my new home. After you've confirmed the purchase price of your new build, there are a couple of questions I would ask the sales consultant in regards to incentives. To clarify, incentives are like promotions or deals that the builders are going to offer you in order to close that deal. Now, let me walk you through all the possible incentives that you could ask for builder incentives that may be promoting their incentives online or at the sales office. You just want to make sure you ask the builder, what are your incentives? Are they offering to cover a portion or all of your closing costs? Are they offering an interest rate buy down? And since these interest rates have gone up, builders are using these buy downs and interest rate promotions to attract buyers, and y'all, it's working. We've seen interest rates, they've gone up, and the builders are offering interest rate promotions 5.9, 4.9, 3.9. I got one in the mail yesterday that was 1.99 the first year, 2.99 the second year, and 3.99 the third year. They're doing this in order to attract those buyers. I was able to close a brand new home in Lagomar, and we negotiated a VA buy down of 5.99, 4.99, and 3.99 on a 7-year arm. Now, that's a big savings for my buyers. So you want to make sure you ask the builder what kind of incentives they're currently offering. But I do want you to remember that some of these may be for a limited time only. So make sure you're aware of how long the incentive is good for, and make sure you're able to make a decision in a timely manner depending on that builder's incentives. Now, I do want you to be aware that these incentives may be attached to the lender that you're going to be working with, the builder's lender, that are attached to these incentives they're offering. So when you're working with the builder's preferred lender, they may want you to work with the builder's preferred title company to have your title policy paid for by the builder. And I got to tell you, there really shouldn't be any difference in what title company you use, but I found that some of these title companies that are builder owned, they don't always have the best customer service. Heck, some of them won't even acknowledge an email. So make sure you have your realtor who's representing you look into it and see if there are any other further requirements in order to take advantage of these builder incentives. Now, on Spec Homes, it's really going to be difficult to get the builder to make any changes. So when you see the design boards and you're aware of all the features your model offers, the end of the year is always a great time to purchase a home, y'all. Builders have a certain quota that they need to meet by the end of the year, or maybe they just want to move all of their inventory homes before the end of the year. Make sure you keep in mind and have your realtor look into that, especially if you have the flexibility on waiting to the end of the year to see those lender incentives. If you choose to work with that preferred lender that the builder's recommending, there may be additional incentives that you could ask for. Last summer, when it was the seller's market, the builder was offering 2% towards closing costs, and the lender would give you another 1% towards closing costs. So that was a total of 3%. Now, with the shift in the marketplace, you'll be very surprised to see how much more builders and lenders combined are going to give you to get you to close that deal. I don't want you to forget about cash incentives. What if you're purchasing a brand new home in cash? You always want to make sure and ask about cash incentives, because builders, just like sellers in the resale market, may have something special for cash buyers. After all, cash is golden in all transactions because you don't have to rely on the financial institution to lend you the money to purchase a new home. When you pay cash, you're also going to skip the appraisal process, so it's a much quicker close. And builders and sellers, well, they all like that. Now, this is a difficult one in this market, but have your realtor ask about design credits. Does the builder offer any design credits? And if so, how much? I've had builders offer my buyers anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 in design credits in order to seal the deal. For my buyers, that was an absolute incredible offer because they definitely wanted to make some upgrades in the home, like upgraded flooring or cabinets. So you really just want to make sure and ask. All they can do is say no, right? Now, I want to talk about lot premium next. I always remind my buyers that the purchase price that you see advertised on the website or even on different signage, y'all, that's the base price, not an all-in-one price of the home that you want to purchase. And in most cases, y'all, the advertised price is usually the price of the smallest floor plan available in that particular community. Now, what's added on top of that base price is going to be your lot premium, your structural upgrades, and design upgrades. I advocate for my buyers to have a fully sodded backyard. You don't want to actually have to finish your own backyard of your brand new home. Now, with some builders, when you purchase a new home, your backyard is unfinished. It's a dirt lot, so really, it's all on you. So based on the different HOAs, you may have anywhere from 6 months to a year to finish your backyard. So that's an added cost that you need to be mindful of when purchasing a new home. In my opinion, every line item on that purchase agreement should be negotiable. So for the lot premium, I would definitely ask the builders, see if there's any wiggle room on the price of that lot. Now, lot premium ranges, and I've seen anywhere from zero lot premium all the way up to $150,000 lot premium. Funny story, y'all. Years ago, I was showing my buyers this beautiful luxury community in a high-end West Houston neighborhood. And when we asked what the lot premium was for an elevated lot with amazing private lake view, the sales consultant said with a straight face, $150,000. I grinned, and I got to tell you, for a second, I thought she was going to yell, "Psych!" No, she wasn't joking at all. I felt like Fred Sanford. "It's the big one, Elizabeth." I literally almost fell off my chair in her office. Just so you know, there are lot premiums that could go up to $150,000 or more because of the resale value this new home could have in the future. So I definitely want you to keep that in mind. Now, let's talk about spec home. A spec home or an inventory home is a specification home that the builders build based on their most popular floor plan and most popular structural upgrades. A spec home, unlike model homes, are available for purchase right now and has a quicker closing time rather than waiting 6 or 8 or 10 months for this spec home. Maybe this spec home is ready to be moved in right now, or maybe in the next 1 to 3 months. So for those of you that are moving here for a job or selling a home and don't have the flexibility of building from the ground up, if you have a certain timeline, a spec home may be for you. In my opinion, there's a little bit more room to negotiate on these spec homes because these builders may be interested in getting the inventory sold to close out the community, or maybe it's towards the end of the year and they want to close out for that particular year. So just make sure that your realtor asks these questions regarding spec homes and see what kind of discounts you could get in closing an almost ready home. I see a lot of value and opportunities in purchasing a spec home in December. I had a builder reach out to me and tell me that they had to sell these spec homes. Comment below and tell me what your thoughts are on spec homes or inventory homes. Are you interested in a spec home or an inventory home? Do you want me to look into some of these new communities that are offering these spec homes right now and available for sale? Make sure you comment below or contact me or my team. It doesn't matter if you're buying a new home or a resale home or buying anywhere in Texas. Reach out to me, I can help you. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Click that little bell. You can join our real estate community and you will never miss another episode of our content. All right, now let's keep going with step number 5. Now that you've confirmed your purchase price and all the incentives offered by the builder and the lender, it's time to sign the purchase agreement. The purchase agreement will be drafted by the sales consultant and it's going to be emailed to you for digital signature. Please make sure your realtor reviews the purchase agreement with you. Make sure you ask any questions you may have on the agreement before you sign. Make sure you address the following questions with the sales consultant and the realtor. When is my home going to be completed? The purchase agreement will not have a specific date for completion now. Why, you may ask? Because the builder doesn't want to be responsible and liable for a specific date that they promised the home would be delivered by. The builders also want to protect themselves in the event of delays. And I got to tell you, delays can happen. If we have an extended period of rain, it's going to cause a delay. There are so many moving parts to building a home. Having great communication with your realtor and your builder's rep consultant is really vital, y'all. Now, each builder will give you a time frame as what to expect as far as the completion date of your new home. I've seen anywhere from 6 to 9 months for general tract home builders in Lagomar and let's say 13 to 16 months for more semi-custom homes. Now, y'all, you just have to always expect delays. There is absolutely no doubt about it. As frustrating as it is, it's really just life. Now, I recently closed a spec home in Lagomar with a reputable builder, and the finish date was 12/14. As it turns out, the whole dang team had some nasty respiratory thing going on. It was the end of the year. So based on that finish date, my clients had inspections booked for 12/10 and a final walkthrough on 12/12 and a closing on the 29th. The home inspection continued to get bumped out because the home was not finished. We were finally able to book the third-party inspections on the 27th of December, a final walkthrough and close on the 28th, and the file funded on the 29th. You can see that's a 15-day delay. What you want to do is make sure that not only the builder and the lender have good communication, like I said before, also the title company. Builders will often offer to pay your 1% title policy if you use their preferred title companies. Y'all, title companies are all licensed by the State Board of Insurance with a quality and level of customer service, like with most things, really can vary. If you're moving from out of state and selling a home, be prepared to make arrangements for a short-term place to stay, just in case of builder-lender delays. If you do have the luxury of building from the ground up, as far as timeline goes, once groundbreaking happens, that's when the sales consultant is going to be able to advise on a better timeline when it comes to your framework being scheduled. When your new home orientation will be scheduled as well, and get a better guesstimated closing date. Remember, y'all, this is like penciling in a date. Don't use pen. Once the framework has begun, the builder schedules an appointment with you as the buyer and your realtor to walk the home while in the framing before the drywall happens. I highly recommend you as a buyer attend in person with your realtor and a third-party inspector, y'all, because this is an opportunity for you to see the house and make sure all the specifications on all of your upgrades are met when it comes to structural. And on top of structural, this is an opportunity for you to walk the home and make sure that the HVAC, the plumbing, the electrical, it's all in the right place. So let me give you an example. Let's say if you had upgraded your laundry room to have a mop sink, or a dog wash station, make sure you go to the laundry room. Make sure that you see plumbing underneath. You want to ensure that the plumbing is for the upgrade. You want to make sure it's stubbed out. You want to see where this is going to be installed before you close in those walls. If you've upgraded an additional bedroom upstairs or a theater room instead of a loft, you want to make sure that during the frame walk, you go upstairs and you make sure that you can see the wall is framed in to enclose what will be that additional bedroom or theater room. I've gone through walkthroughs where we were missing walls, y'all. Yes, we were literally missing walls. It is so important to make sure you take time out of your very busy schedule. Attend these walkthroughs, because after the drywall stage, can you imagine the hassle to then go back and add or remove walls? Y'all, please hire a third-party inspector for new construction. He or she will come out at all stages and look at the plans and look what the builder is doing. If you can't attend in person, make sure your realtor attends. Now, in my case, when I work with buyers from out of town, we either do a Zoom video or a Facebook Messenger video, and we go through the entire walkthrough. The buyers and I are asking questions throughout the entire process with the superintendent. Now, the building superintendent, he is literally managing the construction and working to meet the standards of the builder. So generally, the building superintendent, the buyer, either in person or video call, and I walks with us. We all do this together. We do this at each stage of the building process, the third-party home inspection, and the final walkthrough if needed. This is part of my concierge service. Y'all, I get this question a lot. When's my first payment due? A lot of my buyers will ask, and y'all, it's really a great question. It doesn't have to be right away. If, let's say, your home is closing mid of January 2024, your next payment does not happen until March 2024. No, it's not February 1st. it actually skips a month and your first payment would be March 1st. Now, the reason that is that you're going to pay interest until the end of January at closing. It'll be on your settlement statement. Then, once you close, going forward, you're going to pay your monthly interest in arrears. So, for some of my buyers, I think it's very important to know because some of them are relocating here from other places, and it's important for them to understand what their time frame is like when it comes to moving and packing and even hiring people to help them relocate. It gives you a little bit of a cushion, and you can always tuck it away into savings. Now, some of my buyers ask, am I married to that interest rate when I sign the contract? Well, the short answer is yes. As your trusted real estate advisor, I'll go over the documents provided to you by your lender. Now, I mentioned that 4.99 interest rate earlier, remember? But did you know that promotion was actually not for a 30-year fixed rate? There was a promotion that they were offering for a 7-year ARM. There's going to be a lot of different incentives that are going to be offered by the builders and their lenders, but there also may be some loopholes. So make sure your realtor and your lender goes through all the documentation with you so that you're fully aware of what those terms are. There really are no dumb questions. So y'all, if you have a question, ask your question. So the answer to this question is yes, because whatever you sign up for, you're locked in for. So whether it's a 7-year ARM or it's a 30-year fix, you'll be locked down with that interest rate. Now, y'all, it's not forever. You're probably going to have a prepayment period. So if you wanted to refinance in the future when interest rates do go down, and I hope they do go down, and I would highly recommend it if you do. If you can get a lower rate, you want to refinance. As your trusted real estate advisor, what questions or things should I have in writing from the loan officer or the lending company and the builder to ensure that my monthly payment doesn't change? I have buyers ask me about the monthly payment. Once you've signed that purchase contract and you have reviewed with your lender your monthly payment, I'll go over it with you too. We want to ensure that everything looks good. Once you've agreed to those terms, nothing should change. Your monthly payment shouldn't change. Y'all, that's one of the reasons why home ownership is great, because you know your monthly expenses. It doesn't fluctuate, unlike when you're renting. The landlord has the ability to increase your rent, right? I think a lot of us are experiencing that right now, and there's so many unknowns because you don't own that house. But when it comes to home ownership, you are able to budget and understand what your monthly expenses are. Because once you've signed that agreement with your lender, it's set in stone for whatever the term is. So if you're doing a 7-year ARM or you're doing that 30-year fix, that payment will stay the same until the end of the term. Our design and structural upgrades, are those all final when I sign on the contract, or do I have some wiggle room to make modifications? Y'all, that's an excellent question. If you're buying a spec home, you probably can't make any changes, not even a paint color. If you're building from the ground up, yes, each builder will offer a design appointment and you can literally create your custom dream home. If you're finding this list helpful, y'all, drop me a comment below. Okay, y'all, we're going to get right back to it. Let me know if you have any additional questions when it comes to new construction before signing the purchase agreement. I'll be more than happy to address them after you are 100% comfortable with the purchase agreement. Then you're going to sign the purchase agreement electronically, and the builder will request it. Now, the earnest money deposit will be applied towards your down payment. The earnest money deposit can vary by builders, but what I've seen in a spec home is anywhere from $2,500 to $50,000. Sometimes it's a flat fee like $7,000, and sometimes it's a percentage of the purchase price of your new home. I hope you've gotten some value out of this one. If you did, please smash that subscribe button and join our new community. I want to thank you so much for all your engagement. I read and respond to each one of your comments. Thank you so much. Keep them coming, and I hope to see you on the next one.